We've got Marie, Asu, Helmet, John and Sue, SK.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Great. All right, I'm gonna start my video as well.
I thought we were saving.
It's okay. I've got my computer. Settings, property, camera. Okay. I gotta go to my settings. Okay. Do we want to go ahead, Andrea?
Well, hi, everybody. I see John and Sue and Jeff, Marianata, Marie, Asu J, and several others. Let's see. We've got 11 people so far. Hi, Marianata. Some people are on the phone. And Paul, are you SK?
Yes.
Okay. So maybe we'll wait a couple minutes so that more people can join.
Where is Zoom? Microphone, camera. Andrea, can you see me?
Yep, now I see you.
Yay!
You guys have the nice nature background.
Oh yeah, honey.
Yeah.
It's like we're in Shasta, so it's really great.
Yay.
Yeah, it's
A
really
power
beautiful.
spot.
Oh, it's really amazing energy up here. Yesterday, you know, we just had to really get adjusted to the energy. It was kicking our butts. So, I think today we're a little more grounded in the energy. I feel definitely more grounded today than I did yesterday. So,
Nice.
yeah.
All
It's
right.
like it's like a second Mount Kailash. So
Yeah,
we've got
it's
Mount
really
Kailash
amazing.
here.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Yeah.
For everybody on the phone, Mount Shasta is a mountain up in Northern California, and there's a lot of background on it that says that it's like a Mount Kailash, and that there's like beings that are alive in the middle of the mountain, and it vibrates and connects to the cosmic. There's like pyramids inside and kind of cool stuff that Swami used to reference with pyramids and Mount Kailash and different power spots. Anyway.
A lot of activity with lots of different beings here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's great. So hopefully praying to the divine souls and the divine beings that maybe at some particular point in time we can do a retreat.
Yeah.
Do a retreat up here, you know, like a teacher's retreat or something like that, so that people can really just enjoy the vibrations. And you can bring your coffee too, Andrea.
Yes.
Or chai.
Or chai. Yes.
Mountain spring water.
Wow, nice.
Yeah. It would be really amazing to do a retreat up here.
Cool.
We've been talking to local people that have a lot of information in the area about, you know, where we can go and some of the power spot areas that are great to meditate in and touch base with, you know, the angels and the other little forest beings. And there's some really powerful beings here. It's quite amazing, the history. I didn't really realize, I came here years ago, but didn't really realize the history. And now coming back to it, it's great to connect to that energy and what is here, you know, the history of it.
Okay, so
All right.
we should
Well,
start.
We should start.
That's beautiful. And now we're going to talk about our wonderful guru and why we're here, and Guru Purnima coming up, and start this program. So thank you. First of all, thank you very much for everybody who's on the call. I've heard from about 5 people who said that they had plans today. So we're recording this and we're going to share it with people who couldn't be here. And again, this is kind of a no charge, get to know what we're talking about, see how you like this energy, how it feels. And then if you want to jump in, then what we're doing is we're starting this is the first of 5 weeks. We're going to start a sadhana process as well. And then you can contribute based on what your availability is for the money, the dakshina, and all the money is going to be contributed to this new Sri Kaleshwar University, which we're putting together as a collective group, and we've got some wonderful ideas of what to do with that. And so, just to kind of put together the Kaleshwar Forum and this Sri Kaleshwar University. Again, the Kaleshwar Forum is kind of like a student union where we can all get together and share ideas and like that. And then the Sri Kaleshwar University is going to be the actual place where we're going to do courses and classes and modules and things like that. So I'll let Paul talk more about the specifics of like what's going on and stuff. But before we go there, maybe we should do the opening mantras, Paul.
Agreed.
Great.
Om, 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 Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahmam, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Om Suklam Bharadaram Vishnum Seshuvaranam Chatubhujam Prasanavaranam Dhyaye Savavigno Prashantaye. Om Bhurabhuva Suvaha Tatsavitur Vayenyam Bhago Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Naha Prachodayat. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Super. Thank you, Kowski. So, like a lot of things in the Sri Kaleshwar community, things happen organically, and it really is a reflection of the divine guidance that the Guru Parampara, and especially Swami, when he wants things to move forward, it just happens. And so, like everything, you know, what's been happening in my experience, and to a lot of people that I've been talking to, was that there was a real need within the community to revisit and to talk about, you know, Swami's knowledge in the context of self-mastery, and to really understand his teachings on a much deeper level. You can read Swami's words and there's a lot of depth to it, you know, and for many of us who are on this call, you know, those teachings have grown and evolved to a deeper state of consciousness and awareness. And so one of the objectives is really to gain that deeper understanding through satsang. And through satsang, it means that, you know, we take Swami's words and we really have an objective with the course, so that everybody together can deepen their wisdom. And then through that wisdom, you know, to really start to develop a deeper spiritual connection to the Guru Parampara. And the Guru Parampara is basically the high divine beings. And in this course, we're going to talk about, you know, one of the fundamental principles in the first section about how to transform our soul, Atma, to connect to the Paratma, which is the universal soul and that universal source of wisdom and guidance. And so we've, you know, from that need to develop a spiritual practice and to gain knowledge and to have a community involvement where we can all share and contribute and clarify and grind the knowledge, you know, the Sri Kalashwar University was born. And my feeling is, having talked to Swami so many times, that this is something that he wanted for the students, for the teachers, to have a resource that will support their spiritual practices and their dharma of teaching, so that this lineage and the knowledge that Swami brought forth continues. And as we all grow and really develop, we touch people in our lives. You know, it's about spreading it in whatever way it is appropriate for each of us with people around us. So, you know, to understand how we got here, we really have to look at the seed that Swami gave us. A lot of people on the call received his energy, received that vibration, received a piece of consciousness from him. And so, like a seed that you plant in the ground, in order for it to thrive and in order for it to develop, what we have to do is we have to take water and we have to take fertilizer and we have to take the sunlight and make it grow. We're only 6 years since he actually passed and left his body, but that consciousness, for me and a lot of people that I've talked to, has grown. And we want to share that burgeoning, forest so that other people can benefit from it. So, it's been a digestion period, and it's been a time of reflection. It's been a time of digesting and dissecting and taking away the alahala so that we can begin to cultivate the nectar. And the more we go into his knowledge, the more we can understand how he operated. Because really, you know, that's really one of the objectives, is to, how do we become operators, masters? You know, how do we become connected to this stream of consciousness that guides and grows our lives? That's really what the Course is designed to do. And it's really amazing because this Guru Purnima is so unique and so powerful. And we want to utilize the energy of this next 5 weeks leading up to Guru Purnima to help propel, grow, and evolve all of us on this course. And it's the power of the collective. You know, Swami used to talk about the power of the collective. He didn't even call it that. He says unity. And we don't have to talk about it. I think it's better if we experience it. You know, unity is a byproduct of satsang and getting together, like the masters used to do around the fire. You know, we just sit around, we cut up the chapatis and we share it with each other and we discuss. So going into this course, you know, really we're going to focus on how do we become connected to this Guru principle, this universal Guru principle, and how do we really kind of learn how to operate and implement his teachings in our lives. Because really that's what it's about. When we transform our lives, then there's more of our inner consciousness and our soul fragrance to share with other people. You know, and that's really why these courses are created. And these courses were designed specifically to engage in knowledge, energy, and process. So, that's just the foundation and the context that you can hold this course in, so that you can, and what we'll do is we're going to make sure that everybody who's registered for the course gets today's outline so you can review it, so you don't have to have any tension about it. It will all be in a format that is easily read, along with all the process information. And then prior to next week's course, if you decide to participate and continue in this process, we are going to engage in a process. Process means that, we have a formula that we're going to engage in, and Andrea and the rest of the people on the course are going to share that. And then you can practice, because practice through discipline will create the results. And we have a collective intention to grow the soul and to reach our destiny. The Swami asks, he says, know who you are, know where you came from, and know where you're going. And hopefully, in that process, we'll understand the Guru principle, connect to it and strengthen that bond. So with no further ado, we're going to dive into the ocean of knowledge now. Okay. All right, Kalski's going to take the first section, and then we can go from there.
Hi, everybody. So, Atma, Para Atma Yoga. Swami's words. Your Swami wants to explain the inner depth mechanism of Atma, Para Atma Yoga. It means Guru Parampara. Atma means your soul, and Para Atman means divine soul. Once after a certain time period, your soul matures. Then you start to get ripe. When your soul gets ripe, then you're going to experience the real Satchit Ananda. That stage, that's what I want to talk. The first sentence of the Guru mantra is Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo, Maheshvaraha, isn't it? It means you're saying, I don't know who all these crazy characters are. I'm so sorry, Swami. I can't believe them. I never met them. I can't believe these guys. Okay, listening is beautiful, but implementation and practicing is not easy. But my heart is completely open to you. You are Atma. Make my Atma turn to Para Atma. Make my soul turn to a divine soul. So, we're given these practices. We're kind of in that first stage of illusion when we first start. And we're just kind of doing these because something inside of us is propelling us forward. It's making us go in a particular direction. And we don't really fully understand it right then and there. And, you can go into many sayings. Jesus said, knock and it'll be, the door will be open to you. When the soul is ready and the soul is crying out to know more out of whatever brought you to a path, that door is open to you. So then we meet our master, our guru, we're introduced, somehow our good karma leads us to meeting a divine soul like Swami. And then he's looking at us. I remember the first time I met Swami, it was like his first gaze. I felt like, oh my goodness, he's looking right into my soul, and whoa, holy moly. And from that moment on, I was like, okay, I'm in it. And here we go. So we go through and we do our practices, and we're trusting that particular soul, that divine soul, to be our guide and our teacher. So moving on, every person is carrying the Brahma consciousness, and the beginning of the point of Brahma consciousness is Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo, Maheshvaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahmam, Tasmai Shri Guru Vena Namaha. It means that that Guru principle, in our lineage, it is the Avadut character, Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo, Maheshvaraha. That principle that is going to be our link to the Brahma consciousness, moving us forward, opening up our soul capacity to recognizing who are we, what are we, where did we come from, where are we going to. They are our boatmen. They're our boatmen to cross this Maya illusion and take us to that place of knowing who we are.
So he was in a physical form. Now it's the Brahma consciousness.
Yeah. Now it's the Brahma consciousness we're connecting to. And for my own personal experience, prior I was with the Yogananda path, and he had been out of his body for many years. But once you start connecting to that divine soul fragrance, doesn't matter if they're in the body, it doesn't matter if they're out of the body, that fragrance is there once you start tapping into that and recognizing that. And it could be just little things. It could be how they show up. Either you go into a store like yesterday and there's a picture of Babaji like right there when I walk in the door, and I'm like, okay, we're in the right store. So, you know, they give you these little hints if you are paying attention through the nature, through just little signs.
Let's ask everybody to make sure that they mute themselves.
Can everybody please mute themselves because we'll get background noise. So
star six.
Star 6. So I just want to move forward so that we don't run out of time. It says certain links, the guru has certain options that he can give to understand huge illusions. This Leela, death and life, life and death, darkness and light, good and bad. All these crazy Leelas is such a huge headache, what they're really playing. If you took just one small word of the master's advice, simply following it and winning the master's heart, that's the first target. So that is the first principle, is winning the master's heart. And how do we do that? Master is the one who really gives the guidance to carry the students across the samsara of their life. He's the one who is perfectly finding your heart's desire. Whatever process this is Swami's words, whatever process I'm making you do is for only charging your soul. When you start to do some prayers without your notice, your soul is sucking huge energy. You can suck from the master in your heart. That's your inner guru connecting to your master, his master, all the way back the lineage.
See, even though Swami's not in a physical body, the process and the Brahma consciousness is now coming to the forefront in our evolution. Even though he's not in a physical body, it's through the Brahma consciousness that he's really linking us to our desires and charging our soul.
Then no doubt that person is sucking highest energy from the nature through the blessing through your master's soul. In the nature, you're taking a small seed, your master. From there, you're sucking everything. If one time you got God's blessing, the master's blessing, then you keep that forever and ever. And that is a really important point of why we need a guru. He's the bridge. I was there Christmas program right before he took Samadhi, and I remember him saying, it was so strong and it's so in me, is that he said, everybody calls me Avadut, but I am Avaduta. And he said it really loudly. He is that bridge. He's that heart bridge between you and the divine. That is the importance of having a guru in your life to take you from point A to point Z. That is the whole point of having a guru. So it says, in spirituality, everything is happiness when you're linking to the master and the master and the master. So not only Swami, but we're linking to Baba. And then Baba links back to his, back and back and back, all the way back to Shiva, who is the primordial guru. So our path, a lot of the personal mantras, a lot of the mantras that we do are linking back to Shiva. So we link to Baba and we link to Swami. And then we are also one level, which is the master. So we are, then to Swami, then to Baba. 3 is enough, he says. 3 is enough maximum. So it just says that like a point, the master means it's a point just a point, a dot. It's important. From there, you can create everything. So the main point is important. This is called Atma Samyoga, sorry, Atma Samyoga process.
So if I could kind of summarize what you were mentioning, and the key point here is through the guru, you can get to the universal consciousness, and you can really get to the place where your consciousness is becoming like a divine soul. And
Absolutely.
so what Swami is always asking us to do is to really win his heart.
Mm-hmm.
And the way to win his heart is, the very easy way is to chant the Guru mantra.
Mm-hmm.
And so what part of our process is we're going to start chanting the Guru mantra and do a mala of the Guru mantra every day until Guru Purnima. And if you, the Guru mantra, what he says about it is, it doesn't matter if I'm there in my physical form or not. My Guru, the energy of me will be around you.
Absolutely.
So when you're chanting the Guru mantra 41 times, my presence will automatically be there no matter where I am. My cosmic energy will show up. So what we're doing is we're recommending, and I think a lot of folks right now in the Sai family around the globe are doing the Guru mantra. So there's other processes probably going on connecting with Swami's soul before Guru Purnima to make that happen. And the point where he says that you link to your master Swami and then one level higher Baba, that's 2. Then you are one level the master. 3 is enough maximum. So what that means is through doing the Guru mantra and doing the sadhana and having a very open heart and heartfully saying, Swami, please let me feel your fragrance. Let me win your heart. Then you can actually go through Swami, through the Nada Bindu, and go to Baba and go to other divine soul, maybe Shiva or Jesus or Dattatreya or Mother Mary or Mother Divine, and be able to connect your soul to that divine consciousness. And that makes your soul a divine soul. And that's what we're trying to do, all of us together in this process, is go up to that next level so that on Guru Purnima Day, we can receive the full maximum blessing of the Guru Parampara and of our beloved Swamiji.
Absolutely.
Andrea, I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
How would we've heard this word divine soul. What does it mean to become a divine soul? Really? I mean, I've heard it so many times, and we have each person has a concept of it, but what does it mean to be a divine soul? Do I have to change my clothes? Do I have to wear orange only, or what does it mean?
Yeah, you have to shave your head.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Orange only, and you can't ever eat meat or anything else again, and
Okay.
you can't have sex. You can't drink alcohol ever again, and you can't ever swear. No, are you kidding, you guys? Well, that's a good question, because it goes into the second part that we're talking about, is
Right.
going through the heart chakra and understanding what a divine soul means. And so one thing that Swami said was each person, I'm going to answer that question by talking about the heart chakra, because
Please.
that's really the heart chakra, and connecting to Swami through winning his heart is the way that we have that access point through the Nada Bindu to become a divine soul. So a couple of Swami's words about this. Each person is carrying 2 hearts. On the left side is the normal heart. On the right side, an unbelievable chakra is hidden, the Hridaya chakra. This Hridaya chakra is the spiritual heart, also called the soul chakra, almost all similar to Sri chakra. And through the heart chakra, whatever beautiful thing you're seeing, it goes directly there to melt that energy. So literally through the 2 eyes, when you're experiencing something beautiful, like Swami said, listen to beautiful music, or be in the beautiful nature, or, look at beautiful things, and you will, you'll start to feed that spiritual chakra, the spiritual heart chakra. And he goes on to say, any normal person, after you feel a deep love for someone, or after someone helps you to receive some sweetness or some amazing things, generally the heart starts to open. Then how long the heart is open is a big question mark.
Right.
And he says, for instance, you're thirsty, you're in the middle of the desert, you ran out of water, a person's going by on a camel and sees you, you're really so thirsty for water. At the time that the person gives you a bottle of pure, cool water and you drink it, at the time the tears start coming from your eyes. Are the tears really coming from the eyes, or are they coming from the heart? What we're seeing is on the surface. What's really happening there, the heart chakra is starting to open, and it's sucking high positive feelings in you. At the time when the vibrations in the heart chakra coming from your body are incredibly high energy, it's the best time you can heal. It's also an amazing energy time to give to somebody else. And so this is a very key point. It's the master's duty to make your Hridaya chakra stronger. So again, if we follow through on this, you keep Swami in your heart by doing the Guru mantra, and you melt with his energy. And by doing that, it's his job to make your Hridaya chakra stronger. It's a very important point here. It's like you're surrendering to Swami, saying, my heart is open to you. And Swami in the Guru Parampara says, okay, I will take care and make your Hridaya chakra stronger. I mean, I don't know how many of you on the call have experienced that, probably everybody, many times, where you are in a situation and something so beautiful that you see or experience or feel, and you start crying. And it's not like you're crying because you're sad. You're crying because the love that you feel is so strong that it melts your heart. It almost like your heart breaks open kind of, and this incredible warm flow of love comes from your heart, and it is like tears are flowing from your eyes. And it's not like the tears that Swami says don't cry for like sad emotional block reasons, but those divine tears like that from that open heart. So that's the energy that Swami's talking about, that he'll make your Hridaya chakra stronger by connecting to him and believing in him.
Andrea, what about, using your intention? Let's say, my heart's not open right now. And, I've seen the opposite, where my heart's been closed, and it's actually so painful that I sometimes feel that I cry out to the divine saying, oh, my heart's in pain, and I really am not enjoying it. I want to feel and taste the divine, but I just can't get there. How is, the power of intention to flip that?
Well, that's a good question, Paul. I mean, for me personally, I'm pretty much dependent on the Guru Parampara and Swami and Baba and Jesus and Mother Divine and the lineage. And whenever I feel a pull or a contraction in my heart chakra, then I know that something's going on within my physical self. It's not really my Hridaya chakra, it's more my physical heart chakra, the physical one, the one on the right side. And that typically for me, I just say, well, that's got something to do with my ego or my blocks or, and I surrender. And that's something I learned to do very early on with Swami, was the divine safety net. And I just fall into that divine safety net and I say, hey, take care, because I'm depending on you. You're my life raft. You're going to get me through the sea of samsara into the final place where I can melt with your consciousness. So that's just me personally. That's my own process. I'm sure everybody has their own way of checking themselves and saying, oh, okay, I need to pay attention and go back, lean back into the Guru, lean back into Baba.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it sounds like when you're going through the moments of pain and sometimes the guru, what he does is creates the pain in you so that you can release the pain, so that you can say, wait a second, this does not feel good, and then learning how to put your sankalpam or your intention to say, okay, this is not the way I want to live my life. This doesn't feel good. I want to release this poison. Please, Swami, Baba, take this poison away off of my heart so that I can experience this divine love.
Yeah, so Swami's words on this point about the heart chakra, that's how you get to the divine love. And he said everything is in an open heart. And I'm sure all of us on the phone have heard him say, don't even bother to do sadhana or do japa if you don't have an open heart. So that's super important. The open heart starts bringing incredible divine energy in you. After it comes in you, it's your duty to develop it. And that's a super important point. So Swami his job is to make sure your heart chakra is stronger, but it's our job to develop that strong open heart. And like for instance, he said at a certain point, that melting stage, when your heart is melting and you're experiencing love at that higher level all the time, he said it will produce almost 1, 2, or 3 arrows of energy in you. And then he said, this is a kind of a key point for people who haven't had...
There's just a couple of people on the phone that aren't muted. If they could *6, that would be helpful. Thanks. Sorry.
So Swami said that you're not seeing Mother Divine with your 2 eyes, but you're seeing her in your heart and through what they're giving you. So if you think about that, the Mother Divine, the nature, the Guru Parampara, the reflection from nature comes to you, and you can feel Mother Divine in your heart, even though you're not seeing her with your 2 eyes, but you're seeing her creation around you. And it's becoming more of a divine reflection as your soul gets more capacity, as your heart stays open and you start melting into that energy. So the next section is, the way we're structuring Swami's words here is to understand what are some of the symptoms that you are developing, that higher heart hridaya chakra, and connecting to the higher consciousness and becoming a divine soul. There's one really cool point, which I'm sure you guys have heard, Aham Brahmasmi. And Aham Brahmasmi, Swami said, is how Shirdi Sai Baba and Jesus, like that real Christ consciousness where his consciousness is infused in everything, and how Swami and Baba, particular Baba, how he loves everybody equally. And I think it was on my little Baba calendar today. It said, once you connect with me, I'm always with you. It doesn't matter how many miles away you are. I'm with you all the time. And the Aham Brahmasmi is the concept of when you become a divine soul, then your consciousness is connected with everything. So Swami, Baba, Jesus, the divine lineage, they are able to access all things, all beings, anywhere, anytime, any place, which is also the root of the miracle energy. So that's the goal here, is to become like Aham Brahmasmi and be able to access the creation the way the divine souls do, which in turn will help humanity. So what are some of the symptoms that you're developing that huge open heart and your heart chakra is really getting to that point?
That sounds really exciting, Andrea. I'm getting goosebumps just hearing that all that's possible. Please continue.
Okay, so before we go, well, actually, let's go into the symptoms. Jeff, do you want to mention some of the symptoms And it's not like, you know, as we go through this process together as a group, I think we can all share our symptoms of, you know, this is happening to me, and it's showing me that my heart and my soul is becoming exalted as we go closer to Guru Purnima Day.
Yeah, I'd love to. So, I mean, basically, what we're looking for is to feel that divine energy flowing in us. And so, how do we see that? How do we recognize that? And so, just read a little bit of his words about that. To go back to what Andrea is saying, everything is an open heart. That open heart starts bringing incredible divine energy in you. After it comes in you, it's your duty to develop it. So the master helps you open your heart, making that stronger, but it's your duty to develop it. And he says that's the power illusion stage, the second stage of illusion. Remind people there's 3 stages of illusion. When you don't know what you're doing, but you keep doing it, your second stage, you're feeling it, but you don't know what it is. Third stage, you finally know what it is, and you know how to develop it and make it bigger. And so you know that energy is flowing. You can feel this. Something is happening within you. You know your heart is open. You have to develop that. At a certain point, that melting stage will produce almost 1, 2, or 3 arrows of energy in you. You're not seeing Mother Divine, but you're seeing Mother Divine in the heart through what they're giving you. And so basically, you know, he's saying that you're seeing Mother Divine in others, and that's love. And so if you see yourself and others as the same, there's no difference, then that's the Aham Brahmasmi. Everything is love. It's all one. And so on this point, I just wanted to relate a story that I heard Ram Dass tell. Ram Dass was a big Hanuman devotee. And Hanuman, as everybody knows, is usually depicted with him opening up his chest and showing his big open heart to Rama. And the story Ram Dass told about this was that one day Rama asked Hanuman, "Who are you?" And so, who are you, monkey man? Because he's half man, half monkey. And so Hanuman looked back at Rama, who they happen to be soulmates, as everybody knows, and Hanuman is devoted to Rama. And so Rama answers that question to Rama, and he says, "When I don't know who I am, I serve you. When I know who I am you." And so I think that illustrates this point, is once you reach the stage where you know who you are, then you've got that, your heart is totally open.
And you serve humanity too.
And you're serving humanity at the same time.
And that's why Swami oftentimes said, help the people, help humanity. And so did Baba. And
All
Jeff,
about
that,
service.
yeah.
Yes, service. Getting out of your own ego
Yeah.
to help others.
Yeah.
Because
That's how your heart opens, is being in that service.
Because then when you serve others, that reflection comes back.
Yeah.
I guess that's why Hanuman was such an important symbol for Swami on this path. And he, even towards the end, Jeff, during the last program of Immortal Enlightenment, it was linking to Hanuman.
Yeah. That was one of the last processes that I experienced with him, was a Hanuman process.
I'll just share a quick anecdote here. One time I was at the ashram and I was on my menses, so I was looking at Swami through those bars from the next to the office. And he was like, he had his hands like this kind of on his cheek, and I was looking at that angle, and I was looking at him, and all of a sudden I felt like I was looking at Hanuman. I mean, you know how Swami is, like there's been so many times where anyway, so, and as soon as I thought that, and this has happened a lot of times where I'm looking at him and I'll think something, and as soon as I think, like if I'm on target with what I'm thinking or where I'm going, then he'll shoot me a glance and he'll smile at me or something like that, you know, like he'll confirm what my consciousness connection is. It's happened many, many times. And sure enough, I was looking at him, feeling this huge love, and it looked like he was Hanuman for a second. Like I was like, oh my gosh, really? It looks like Hanuman. And he looked at me through those bars and shot me that glance and gave that big dazzling smile. And I was like, whoa. You know?
Okay, Andrea, it's official. You had Hanuman Darshan.
There you go.
I've actually never shared that before until right now.
Cool.
Because I never thought of it until, you know, that open heart with Hanuman. Also, Mother Mary and Jesus are often depicted with that same open heart.
Yes,
like
the
that.
Sacred Heart. It's called the Sacred Heart, and it's not the physical heart. And you know what? Because I was raised Catholic, and I always wondered, what did that mean? I mean, I had been just like pondering it for so many years. What does that Sacred Heart mean? You always see it with all the saints and everything else, and it wasn't until I came on this path.
Oh, you guys are breaking up.
We lost
To,
your call.
heart.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's okay. So it wasn't until, you know, studying under Swami and really starting to get an idea. Even Ramana Maharshi, I read a book. We went to his ashram a few years back, and in his book, there was, because we all know Swami was Ramana Maharshi, that he struggled also with understanding what was that spiritual heart, and actually at one point was able to open it and have that experience of what that sacred heart or the spiritual heart was. So, you know, I think we're all struggling, especially nowadays with everything that's going on the planet, to keep an open heart and to just keep trusting that there's a rationale and a reason why all this is transpiring, and that we just have to continue to keep our, you know, holding on to the Guru's feet and trusting and taking care of what we can take care of, and practicing, you know, what we've been taught and given.
Yeah,
That's the implementation part.
Yeah, and isn't it also Sacred Heart in Paris, the Sacre Coeur?
Right.
Sacred is courage. It's the strong heart too, the courage. Yeah. And so
the courage to keep going forward. Yeah.
Sacre Coeur. Yeah. So if you think about it that way, you know, this process is kind of connecting us to be that fearless character, which Jesus was, through that open heart. That's how you can access everything, is through that courageous, open heart. So, Paul, do you want to talk about how the soul is linked to the heart?
Yeah. You know, Swami talked about the heart chakra, but he didn't really go into it. He just talked around it, and he, you know, it's going to link back to the second part of the process, which, Andrea, you're going to be kind of introducing, which is like the soul energy is like a flame, or it's like a dazzling in the heart, is how Swami referred to it. He said, from your head to your thumbnail to your feet, the soul's energy power is completely in your whole body, but it's mostly focused in your heartbeat. You know, here's a technique that is so profound. And it requires, you know, introspection to understand and to be like a soul scientist what that meant. And he went on, he says, everything depends on the energy that creates the heartbeat function, that spark. And I remember, you know, when Swami, during some processes, he says, you know, what's that spark? You know, what's that initial energy that creates and brings the soul into the body? And he says, in the deep meaning, he's talking about the soul being linked to the heart. So we can begin to see how important the heart is, and we can understand why he introduced certain, you know, processes. You know, why did he always say, you know, you've got to heal your heartbroken, you know, your heartbreak? Why? Because when you have scar tissue around your spiritual heart, it closes you off to what's possible out in the cosmic. It closes you off to your soulmate. It closes you off to the guru. And that's really why he introduced all these systems, so that the heart chakra can be purified. You know, the womb chakra, the nabi chakra, the kama chakra, the heart chakra, the third, the third eye, so that all these can be flowing within you. So he said, you know, how you're going to purify that energy very deeply to make your heart function perfectly, to make your mind and all your energy come in a certain level to maintain and produce yourself in a deep silence. He says that is the starting point with your heart and soul to turn your life into the higher stages, which is really quite phenomenal, because during these courses and these classes, we're going to try to bring together threads of understanding so that all the students and teachers, through our inspiration and insight, can learn from each other, because that's the starting point. So healing the heart, opening the heart, integrating the heart really is the hub. And he says, you know, purification of the heart chakra, you know, through the power of the silence, you know, he says, what does the silence mean? And here he's using the technique of connecting to the silence to release the heartbreak, to release the illusion of separation. He says the mind, the heart, and the soul, the three coming in one, like Dattatreya joining the three, the Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara. We can begin to see the process that Andrea was talking about introducing the Guru Mantra, is about taking that energy of those vibrations into our heart and integrating the mind, heart, and soul through the vibrations. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo, Maheshwara. And he says, through the heart, the soul is connecting. And he says it's a deep meaning. Some people have a very generous nature. He says, oh, he has a big heart. We never say he has a big mind. So he's making the distinction here how important the heart chakra is, to take care of the heart, to don't allow yourself, when a disturbance comes into your field, to allow it not to enter your heart chakra. No, I will not allow this heartbreak to enter my consciousness. He says the deepest silence, huge information is hidden. That's called the cosmic energy. So already he's really beginning to show us how, through the heart chakra, through the silence as a mechanism, that we're connecting the cosmic energy. Silence is the big weapon. When you have the ability to receive the silence in your heart, then automatically the purification of the silence gives you the highest information. And that's really, really powerful. And sometimes, it's not so easy in the city life to be able to access the silence. That's why we came out to Mount Shasta, because there's so much nature vibrations, and there's so much silence, and there's so much peace. It becomes easy to access the cosmic when we go into our meditation practice. He says that's why it's advisable for spiritual people to be in the deep silence as much as possible. And he says, in the deep silence, if you meditate in the light, then the light will come in you. Then you will become the light. You know, it sounds really cliche, but it's really true. He's saying that through our heart chakra in the deep meditation, when we close our eyes and we turn our third eye within and we focus on the heart chakra and we begin to release all the stress and we tune into the vibrations. Through the vibrations, we connect to the cosmic. And through the cosmic, we suck that huge light within us. That Atma and that cosmic light are one. So it's almost as if we're like a small drop by drop, allowing the cosmic energy to just access our soul through our heart chakra. He says, in that light, your soul is making yourself to form into the same light. Whatever energy soul is focused on, it reproduces that light from within itself. So it's like that mirrorism. We focus on the cosmic, then the cosmic reflects it back to us, that which is already within us. And it says Swami went on to say that he said, when you sit in the deep silence meditation stages, you can control your mind and go down deeply. Then the soul automatically comes up. Then the soul automatically teaches you the deepest inner silent stages. We can see here how through this meditation practice that we're accessing our own Brahma consciousness through our meditation and taking that consciousness within us. You know, and that's what's really so, that's what's so powerful, because that's the simple technique that Swami gave us. Turn within, use the process, allow the energy to flow, quiet your mind, allow the soul to come up. Then the soul, as it comes up, connects to the cosmic. It's like a magnet pulling another super magnet. And that's the whole mechanism of Atma Para Atma that Swami talked about. And then eventually we begin to cultivate through the practices, through the mantra, through this process. And believe it or not, the collective consciousness supports our individual process here. You know, the collective intention that we have created. And everybody that's on this call, you know, recognize that your contribution in this process supports everybody else. You're not separate from this group. You're a part of this group. And this group looks to your participation as support for the collective Atma. Because really we are just a bunch of small Atmas collecting our souls together and throwing an intention into the creation, and the Guru Parampara reflecting it back to us, making our process that much more successful. So he says, in closing for this section, he says, if you can relax alone by yourself, you can gain more power than doing different processes. He says, just relaxing, it's the deeper soul mechanism. It's a very simple and easy, and you can reach, you can command, you can enjoy everything. Maintaining the silence. So that's really, you know, we're going to go into the next section, which leads into, you know, how do we, you know, pull that vibration into us more powerfully in the deep states of sleep. And there's a second process in this course. Andrea, you want to talk about that?
Sure. So thank you, Paul. And I feel like when we talk about the open heart and how to become like a divine soul, how do we use the heart to become like a divine soul? And we're going to talk about like 4 ways to do that. One of them is the silence, which you just talked about. The silence really purifies the heart chakra. Right. And I'm sure everybody on the call, we could talk for a long time and share stories about how the silence is such an effective tool to quiet that physical heart, to quiet the mind, to silence the mind, and allow the soul to wake up and allow the vibrations of the cosmic unity of the cosmic consciousness to come into your soul and come into your Hridaya chakra.
Right.
And that's really super, super important. So when I think about this silence in terms of what we're talking about today, I think of it as silence purifies the heart chakra. And we have a little bit more material to cover. Otherwise, I'd say let's open it up and ask questions and talk. But if it's okay, we'd like to talk about a couple more things and then open it up. So if you guys want to start thinking about questions and comments and sharing, please do. What I'd like to talk about is the Ta, T-A, the heart vibration. And I'm sure you guys have heard about Jagruta Sthiti or Yoga Nidra, the process where when you're going to sleep at night, you say Ta and then your personal mantra. And the process is whenever you're sleeping, the Jagruta Sthiti or Yoga Nidra, at the time, what's happening in your heart to your soul capacity. So how is your heart connecting to your soul when you're sleeping? And one way to automatically get that open heart moving and building while you're sleeping in that beautiful state of sleep, which is when Swami used to do so many healings on us. And that's a great time to do healings in general, is when people are sleeping, because their mind isn't awake, the monkey mind. And so the soul starts to chant one letter, Ta. So you want to get your soul to chant Ta when you're sleeping. And the way to do that is when you're falling asleep, you chant Om, Ta, in your personal mantra. So when you think about the Hridaya chakra in terms of Ta as a sound vibration, what Swami says is, what is the rhythm of beats inside your Hridaya chakra? The beats. The seed vibration in the Hridaya chakra is coming through the Ta bija that's centered in the heart chakra. The whole game is running in the Ta vibration. So if you look at that beautiful Mahakali Durga palm leaf book, where, a long time ago before Jesus came, where the third eye says Ji Sa, right, that we've all probably seen from Swami. So in the middle of her heart, in the Mahakali yantra, is Ta, the vibration Ta, and that's the dazzling heart, according to Swami. The rhythm, the fragrance, to make your soul successful, to be strong and charged. So really the Ta is strengthening your heart chakra. So I'll just say a tiny bit more on that, Swami's words. So far, indirectly, without your knowing it, when you're chanting the Sri Chakra Bijas, Yama Ta, Raja Banasalagam, the Yama immediately links with the Ta. It doesn't matter wherever you are. Once you're sleeping, the Sri Chakra energy is rotating in you. So finally on this point, inside, or Swami's words, with the heart chakra, you can create unbelievable things. Once if you work with your heart chakra very strongly, you're a real siddha. You don't need to decharge anymore. You don't need to fight with the illusions anymore. Just feeling it and letting it go. You're breathing in, holding that energy, breathing out, that's enough. So again, like the silence is one way to purify and get rid of all the noise and the excess disturbances. And a way to strengthen your heart chakra, the real Hridaya chakra, is through Ta. So I say Ta a lot, like I'll just be saying it and I'll notice it. And I'm sure some of you have probably done that process at night with Jagruta Sthiti, but that's recommended to do as well. So that's the point about Ta. And the third thing that we wanted to talk about how to work with your heart chakra to become the divine soul through the heart chakra. The third point is the divine attachment. And that seems kind of basic, like, oh yeah, divine attachment. But Kaushiki is going to talk a little bit about divine attachment according to Swami's words and what that really means.
Just one moment, Bert. I'm really feeling a lot of energy right now. I don't know whether it's from here, but all of a sudden, when you were talking about the heart, I was just going into such a deep meditative state. Um, and recognizing that not only is it our bridge, but it's also our guide. And when we listen, it's also kind of where our intuition happens from. But anyways, I just thought I'd share.
Well,
Okay.
well, really quick, just to share something about Swami and the experiences I've had, and probably other people could say the same. But what I witnessed when I saw Swami perform miracles was it always came from the open heart. And the miracles were given to students that had the huge open heart, like so much love towards Swami and so much devotion and bhakti, and just almost like the tears were flowing of love from the students. And then Swami would just spontaneously from that consciousness, from that open heart, he would just like produce vibhuti or produce diamonds or, you know, whatever, all these different things that we've all seen.
Right.
So for me, being an observer and a researcher on Swami and on Jesus so much, and Baba, like that miracle of Baba, like he put his hand in the fire, and you know, 1,000 miles away, the baby was taken out of the fire. That's just that pure heart vibration, the Aham Brahmasmi, where you get to that level where the miracle energy just flows from an open heart. That's what my experience is of that.
Absolutely.
That's the power of love.
That's the power of love. Yes, exactly.
We talk about powers, but really it's from that immortal love that the powers just automatically, spontaneously just spring forth. It's without love, nothing is possible. Because, you know, getting to the miracles can only really heal and help others when the love is there, because that love is the purest Shiva's love. That is the real link, because that's the Guru Parampara. It's all the way back.
Right.
And it's that divine love it's that yearning, that desire to know that divine love.
Which
so
is,
go on. Okay,
yeah,
go
which
ahead.
is what Kausiki's going to talk about, that divine attachment.
So what is happening? You said with the rhythm of beats inside your hridaya, a healing. Love is the mechanism. Until you make the heart chakra wider, bigger, it's not that much easy. If you have terrible blocks in you, it's very hard to bring up your heart feelings, to have the faith on the master or on the God. So doubt, you know, we all experience doubt here and there, but it still goes back to that from the very beginning of this call, is we're doing it, we're trusting, we don't know why, but we're just doing it. And we're just holding on like little monkeys onto our mother's back, you know, to get taken from, you know, step A to step Z. So having the divine attachments, when you develop that, that's easy. Majorly, you want it. Without this love, the Kala chakra, the prayer, all this stuff, it's kind of good, but it doesn't really help. You need a totally open heart. So just a little side note, a closed heart means the inner element is blocked. So maybe you need to go back and do some work with that. So hridaya means kindness in the sense of true love, prema. Whenever you put true love, it's a link. Like in nature, a small mango flower can produce a huge mango fruit with an unbelievably good taste. But you should not neglect the complete process thinking, it's only a flower, take it out. That flower will create a fruit, and in that fruit, there are lots of seeds that will grow more trees, creating more flowers, which in turn becomes more fruits to create many seeds. That is the consciousness of the creation. Never underestimate Mother's creation. She knows what to do, when to do, how to do. Compared with all religion, the true religion is your heart religion. Your own heart is your own religion. This is so, so important. So I'm just going to make a point of an observation that I've had over the years, somehow I tend to get put in challenging work environments. And what I'm noticing is I'm put there for a reason, because there's a lot of either people are feeling disturbed or whatever. And by bringing in this energy that is the Guru Parampara and just being most of the time peaceful and not getting caught up into the daily dramas or whatever, and just by being in a space of, you know, managing my own emotions and my own heart and just sending, you know, energy, because we have a lot of tools in our toolbox. I've noticed a change or a shift in that particular environment. And so without our notice, the Guru Parampara are using us to work through, to help to others either calm down or recognize, you know, the peace. So it's very powerful when you're paying attention to things and starting to recognize that we are all instruments in all this. And so, yeah, Paul's gonna do the next section.
Well, before we go there quick, I'd like to say, when you think about the mango and the fruit, I bet we could, like, how many people have been with Swami where he talks about, do you want the fruit or do you want the seed? Do you want the mango, fruit, you know, which one? And, you know, and you look at this example here, and when I was looking at this yesterday or the day before, it dawned on me that with the spiritual heart, you would say, I want the seed. And maybe with the physical heart, you'd say, oh, I want the flower. I want, like, before Mother Divine Darshan, he said to us around the Duni pit, he said, how many people want the fruit? He's like, oh, the fruit, it's so sweet and delicious and juicy and tasty. And everyone's like, I want the fruit, Swami. And then you'd say, well, how many want the seed? Because with the seed, you can produce thousands of fruits. Right? Absolutely. Infinite. And so then people were like, oh, I want the seed. And he got us, we were all kind of in this state of our mind just shut down before we had darshan. But it's interesting that he says, with this quote right here, he says that with the seed, that's the consciousness of the creation. Then he says, never underestimate Mother's creation.
Absolutely.
So in a way, it's like when we go into that Aham Brahmasmi, the divine soul, sticking with the Hridaya chakra, then we're able to become like those masters who can be everywhere and help everyone and use all the tools that Swami gave us.
Cool. Okay. You want to wrap up the last section?
Okay.
Or you want to go into any Q&A or?
Yeah, maybe some Q&A.
Well, let's, yeah, sure. There's one more that we came up with as a how to get your soul, get your heart up to that level, in addition to using the Guru mantra, but just one more tool that you could do. Okay, there's the silence, there's the ta, there's the divine attachment. And the divine attachment, I think a lot of us nowadays, we're realizing that in the world we live in now, a lot of people are losing their faith in God. Yeah. I mean, that's not to say that people like us and other healers and teachers and spiritual oriented souls, our connection to God might be getting stronger, right? The light and the dark are competing in this world right now. Right. But a lot of times the reason why people don't have faith is because of all those blocks, the heartbreak, the da-da-da-da-da. So Swami's saying, have that divine attachment to me, which goes back to the beginning, which we're saying our job is to really surrender to Swami, keep Swami in our heart, melt with Swami's energy. And Swami is like a seed. He's the Nada Bindu. He'll take us out into the cosmic. And his job is to make our heart chakra stronger. Right. And once he does that, our duty is to develop that strong heart chakra. So again, the ways, the silence, the ta, the divine attachment. And another method that Paul stated here is that the Hridaya chakra and the third eye are linked. And one really easy way to connect, you know how when you stare at the fire and the fire is going in your two eyes, well, the Trinetra chakra and the Trinetra experience with Swami is you put the fire in your third eye, and that fire connects to your heart and makes your heart stronger. And that opens up your heart chakra. The fire in the third eye, even sometimes the fire in your two eyes, when you're looking and you're thinking, I want to open my heart, open my Hridaya chakra, that will automatically open that Hridaya chakra. And that's just another how-to point.
Super. Well, we've covered a lot, Andrea, and a lot of techniques, and everybody should feel comfortable that we will send out the transcript of this first section to everybody who registers for the course. And if you like, if anybody has any type of consideration regarding finances, just send us a message. We have scholarships for those people that are in a bind. And so not to worry. We want to get this information out to as many people as possible.
Do we want to open it up for questions and comments?
Great idea.
I see May has a couple comments, and I bet other people do too. And yeah, feedback from everybody would be great.
Okay.
Hi. Good morning.
Good morning,
Good
May.
morning, man.
Good morning, May.
It's great class. It's great to be sharing this beautiful morning, summer morning with you all. Thank you so much. I really feel the love from all of you. Thank you. I just want to share the good grace. One time when Swami, I was able to corner him, if you will. This is early on, back in year 2001. I asked him how to say that word, the ta. And it's actually not the American ta, where we put the tongue behind the teeth. This is the palatal ta. So you roll your tongue back at the back of your palate, and it's like ta. So it's way back, ta. So I just want to share that with everyone, because since pronunciation is so key to raising our vibration together, and I am so glad you all put together this beautiful course, reminding us before we go to sleep we could do the ta, ta, and the PM. So since we're doing that, we thought we should just use the correct pronunciation, because he said it to me and I remember it very clearly, and I just want to share that with y'all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I look forward to more classes. Thank you.
Yay!
Okay, who else has a question? Comment, sharing?
Hi, this has really been very beautiful, and throughout the whole conversation, I felt my heart warming and opening, and my physical heart, the heat and the energy coming through. It's very beautiful. This was very nice. We will be in Penakonda for Guru Purnima. So for the 2 weeks that the class is going on, we will be traveling in India. So I don't know if for the class, for people at the class, or if we should just go ahead and look at the recordings after we get back.
Yeah, it's 12 and a half hours ahead. So it'll be 10:30 your time till 11:30, 12 o'clock midnight your time. So what better way to transition to sleep?
If it's possible, we won't have electronics with us.
Oh,
I think that's the other challenge.
find an internet Wi-Fi spot, and just connect with your phone with a free Wi-Fi in the hotel or whatever is available. Otherwise, all the classes will be recorded and not an issue.
Yep.
That's beautiful that you're going to the ashram for Guru Purnima. That's such a wonderful blessing.
Absolutely.
Okay, anybody else? Helmet? I saw Helmet's message. Let's see. Helmet. And same what you said. Fully is the light. So Helmet, you want to get on, you just unmute yourself, *6.
No, it's me, Claudia Gayatri.
Oh, Claudia. Okay, great.
Yes, you know, Gayatri means the matron of the universe. So the Rig Veda, the Veda from Gayatri is written in the rhythm of Gayatri. Gayatri is a rhythm. And what May said about the pronunciation of the ta means it's really like Sanskrit has to be spoke out, to be pronounced, that the energy is really touching, the energy of your language is touching the whole body, soul, and mind, everything together.
Super.
Did you get me?
Oh yeah, no. What I heard you saying was that the vibrations of that bija,
Yes.
plus your personal mantra, is linking back to the source.
Yes, absolutely. And you know, Jesus is the word became flesh.
Yeah.
And that is what we do with our work of holy words. You understand?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Vibrations. It's all about vibrations. Changing the inner vibrations and having it manifest into creation.
Yes. I
Beautiful.
just want to add this and say thank you.
Oh, we should say thank you for that contribution. It's very much appreciated.
Yes.
Okay, who else?
I just want to say thank you. That was really good information. I've really enjoyed this first class. Oh, this is Tamara, by the way.
Thanks for being on the call.
And we look forward to seeing you again in a week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Super, thanks.
Is there a spot, Paul, on the Sri Kaleshwar University website where folks on the call can like add comments or suggestions about this process?
Yeah, we'll create a blog on the course. We'll create it and we'll have it available. In the meantime, it'll take a day or two till I can get to internet access. We're in the process of building out the platform so that it's really interactive and robust, so that people can share and we can respond. And a lot of questions will come up and a lot of clarifications about certain things, and people will just want to share. So we'll make that available for everyone to be able to express and to read as well.
Great, thank you. And we're really looking forward to moving together as a group. And this is just the first course. And of course, we'll do like a Navaratri and a Jesus program during Christmas time. And everybody's contributions super welcome and necessary, because again, like Paul said, it's a group consciousness effort. And we're all together, all for one, one for all.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I'm really looking forward to both those courses, Andrea. We talked a little bit about Navaratri and the Mother Divine and a lot of the experiences that you shared as well. I got goosebumps just thinking about it, and taking that energy and bringing it into December for Jesus. I mean, you know, Jesus is such a huge energy. We're learning how to open our heart in this course, you know, and then we're in the process of opening the heart. We're really connecting with Mother Divine to figure out what our relationship is. And then hopefully, you know, we'll be able to take that momentum to really connect to that divine soul of Jesus, which is really the heart of love and power. And really it's about implementation. It's about experience. It's about knowledge, and it's about implementation, which is what the platform of the Sri Kaleshwar University is all about. Knowledge is one thing, but knowledge without experience really helps to understand and own that knowledge. And then we have to learn how to bring that cycle into the creation so that we're implementing. Because Swami said, make at least 10 people around you happy.
So on that note, any of the senior teachers or any of the students who would like to participate in helping with these courses, you know, like Andre was saying, you know, there's a lot of people with beautiful knowledge and understanding that their contributions will be beautiful to everything that is happening here. So it's not just us four.
Yeah, really.
It's open to, you know, people who really feel like they want to join in and participate. And I mean, this is a collaborative effort. It's not just us four.
And really, yeah. Absolutely.
So we're going to be a couple more people on the call today, but they are sick. So that's why it's just the four of us. But the outline or the photos of everybody, those folks were also part of this. And so it'll be like a satsang. Different people will come in and come out, you know, and we'll keep going. So it is a group effort.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because the consciousness should be able to be expressed through the different colors of the rainbow.
Mm-hmm.
Andrea, any other questions or people that want to share?
Thank you, everybody, for allowing this to go a little over. You know, it's a lot of material, but it's just beautiful how the energy has moved at the direction it's going.
So just to summarize what I heard is that as far as process goes, we should run at least one mala of Guru Mantras every day. Time out for silence, looking into a fire, flame, to connect our third eye to our Hridaya chakra, and running our personal mantra, the whole yoga nidra process.
With the ta. With the ta.
With the ta.
Yeah, and I can add the guru mantra, mala is fine, but 41 is enough.
It's 41 guru mantras per day.
Yeah, 41 is enough, but if you want to do a mala, that's okay too.
Yep. Thank you, Jeff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then.
Super.
Any other questions from anybody? All right. You guys up in Shasta, we're actually on time.
Yay!
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, we want to make sure that we can respect people's time. You know, we said an hour and a half. We're trying to stick to it. You know, if we go a little bit over, great.
Well, the other classes are going to be 2 hours.
We're going to shoot for an hour and a half, but maximum 2 hours, Andrea?
Yeah, I think an hour and a half, 90 minutes is awesome.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
Again, everybody who wants to continue, register. And then Paul, when he gets back from Shasta, back to LA, he'll send out the reading materials and information for all the different classes. And I'm going to join my European friends. So the next 4 weeks of, actually, no, not the last one, 3 weeks, the next 3 weeks of calls, I'll be dialing in from Europe. I'm taking my 17-year-old boy to Europe, and I'm going to see Jan, who was on the call. I think he's still here. Maybe he checked off, but I'm going to see Jan in Salzburg and Gunhild at the top of Europe. And so anyway, I'll be calling in from, I think, Edinburgh, Scotland next Sunday. So yeah, we're all together.
Cool.
Awesome.
We really look forward to it. And if you have any other questions or inquiries, just feel free to send an email. It'll be great.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Shall we do the closing mantra?
Please.
Om
Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Loka samasta
Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. God bless everybody.
Have a beautiful week, everyone.